So Anthropic lied. Let's run through a hypothetical situation real quick. Let's say you're an AI company that has made your calling card safety, and you are negotiating the use of your technology with the military, which has threatened to punish your business if you don't abandon your principles. You'd like to maintain your position as the safety-conscious company in the AI space, which has garnered you a significant amount of goodwill with the general public. Is now a good time to announce that you're rolling back some of your safety protocols and tell the Pentagon that you're cool with AI launching missiles in certain circumstances? Anthropic seems to think it is. As someone who has worked in AI autonomous military tech in the past, this is a tangent episode, guys, reacting to the whole Anthropic situation, not only with the Pentagon and its desire to use AI models for autonomous weapons, but also Anthropic rolling back its AI safety promises that it made this whole time is a major red flag in AI development, and everyone should really be paying attention. Let's go through this Anthropic statement real quick. Anthropic, the artificial intelligence company known for its devotion to safety, is scaling back their commitment. The company said on Tuesday it's softening its core safety policy to stay competitive with other AI labs. Anthropic previously paused development work on its model if it could be classified as dangerous, but said it would end that practice if a comparable or superior model was released by a competitor. The AI company that is supposed to give us hope that they're going to give a about what happens to us just decided to roll back all of its AI safety promises. AI safety is a very fancy word. Let me translate. What that means is that any sort of public promise they made to develop AI in a safe manner that is protecting citizens, that is not being abusive, they just decided no longer to honor. Let's look at another. Anthropic rolls back safety protocols as it waits to find out if it's being drafted by the Army. On Tuesday, the company announced that it was updating its responsible scaling policy, a framework it first introduced in 2023 with the goal of mitigating catastrophic risks associated with AI systems. The company that held the policy up as a differentiator between it and its competitors, a promise that it puts safety first, even at the risk of potentially falling behind other frontier models that exercise less caution. Previously, Anthropic's responsible safety policy stated, "We will not train or deploy models capable of causing catastrophic harm unless we have implemented safety and security measures that will keep risks below acceptable levels." Now, the company claims it's not so sure that's worth it if it means losing ground. End quote. "We felt that it wouldn't actually help anyone for us to stop training AI models," Jared Kaplan, Anthropic's chief science officer, tells Time. "We didn't really feel with the rapid advancement of AI that it made sense for us to make unilateral commitments if competitors are blazing ahead." Other sources are saying that they had to change its policies because of ongoing negotiations with the Pentagon, which just gave the company an ultimatum to loosen its safety guardrails so that the military can use its models as it sees fits or face consequences. Anthropic has maintained two primary red lines as it relates to the use of its technology for military operations. It will not allow its models to be used for mass domestic surveillance or to develop fully autonomous weapons that would operate without human involvement. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth seemed unwilling to accept that and threatened to cancel Anthropic's government contracts, declaring a supply chain risk and/or invoke the Defense Production Act to force the company to build a model for the military's desired purposes. So the military wants to use all AI models for autonomous weapons. I worked on AI autonomous military ships 7 years ago. We didn't really call it AI at the time. We called it decision-making software, robot boats, like pretty much anything except AI. Combat ships, which they were. The purpose of that project, well, I can't go into a lot of details, but it is a publicly known project. The purpose was to have ships that operate autonomously at sea, can do supply drops to war zones without risking soldiers, and to retreat accordingly. It was a fantastic usage of AI to save lives. That is the lens that I come into this conversation with. The first question I have, looking at the Defense Secretary's desire to use it to develop fully autonomous weapons, I want to first of all explain. There is a lot of different types of AI technology. For us to be using autonomous weapons, it would be more traditional, like machine learning or computer vision or like object detection, maybe OCR or something like that. If Anthropic is mainly LLM technology, really the only part of their process that they can adequately plug into would be the command line. I guess it also could be used for like chain of thought reasoning to make a decision to strike a target. So actually, yeah, it is a big issue. Yeah, actually speaking this out loud, I'm realizing that LLMs will primarily be used not only for the command line, but also to reason through the decision to strike a particular target. Basically, the thinking of the operation will go through the LLM. That's a problem. I don't understand how telling the Pentagon no would somehow make Anthropic less competitive. Like, you would lose a big client, sure. Maybe you would lose access to data. I don't feel good about this. What's clear to me is that these companies are moving on a trajectory to develop this technology no matter the cost. Likely that cost will be the livelihood of citizens, the safety of citizens, the privacy of citizens. I don't see any scenario right now with how this technology is being developed that we end up in any era of abundance. They like to tell us that AI is going to make everything easier and faster for us, that we're no longer going to need to work so we can do everything that we love. I don't see that happening. So tell me in the comments, what do you think is going to happen? How should we fight it? Honestly, that's the biggest thing I want to hear from you guys. How do we fight this? Because I honestly don't know. I know firsthand how AI can be used to save lives. I've worked on that and I see such a fantastic benefit. The way that this is being developed now, post GPT launch, post LLM generative AI crazes of the world, is not primarily for good anymore. At the end of the day, if they are choosing to prioritize profits over the good AI can do, we shouldn't be developing it at all. I know that that's maybe a naive perspective to have. If we say or do nothing, we need to ask ourselves the kind of world that we likely are building. Are we building a world that is going to benefit everyone? Or are we building a world that is going to benefit a few? Isn't it really confusing? On one hand, it's curing cancer. On the other hand, you have the leaders of the AI industry saying things like this.
It's most likely going to be great, and there's some chance, which could be 10 to 20%, that it goes bad.
Even me being so deep into this world on both sides, on the AI safety world and on the AI builder side, I really don't know what to do. I don't know what to do to slow this down. And I know we can do something, and I want a stronger answer and call to action than let's all message our representatives. I want something stronger than that. How do we create a world where we are still here decades from now and not build a future where if something goes wrong with AI and we build a very dangerous AI system, that the few billionaires that are going all in and investing all this money, who have bunkers in case things go wrong, that we are not the ones dealing with the consequences, because they're not dealing with it. They got bunkers ready in case something goes wrong. What do we do?